day to day the shit change, but you know for the most part nothing ain't different. Sometimes be stuck in my ways, weekend fucked up in somebody's kitchen, sticking my hand, I'm chilling with the troops and my few cans down, so I walk like Winston. Trust me, I wake up hanging, you think that I'm leaving this bed, you're kidding. I'm sitting on back in the pad, get deep fried and I smoke some packs of the grass. Put the feet up, kick back and relaxing at best. No, I'm sitting on Reilly's Gaff.
Wow, guys,
We're back.
Happy New Year.
Come on.
We're back. And look, there's no way that we could have possibly started this year any better than the icon,
The challenger.
the animal, Lee Sutherland is back on the podcast. Lee, how are we, mate?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for
Amazing.
inviting me through your podcast.
No worries at all,
The
mate.
third role.
Oh.
So today, well, obviously drinking some pishy tea at
Yep,
Greg's,
of
you know.
course.
So
Gotta
corruption, Crown Food, which you can see all the Greg's and all that, you know, hard start sausage rolls and all that. We can talk about that.
The Crown
Aye,
Food,
I mean,
mate.
So, do you want to tell us what? Because I didn't even know where you were the day. But where were you the day? What happened today?
Right, so for the people on Reilly's Gaff's podcast, so what happened today was I was at Glasgow Sheriff Court today and walked in. The fiscal said to the sheriff that the fact is the case has been dropped, so it's been demolished because of the lack of evidence. And I always say there's a defence for every offence. Always remember that. So there you go.
Big win
I
today,
am
mate.
so much a relief. I
man.
am so much a relief on that, mate. So
What court was it in?
Glasgow Sheriff.
Glasgow Sheriff.
Court.
Do you like
so.
that one? I forget. Is it?
I like all the Scottish courts, you know. They're all corrupt to the core,
What's
mate.
the? Aye, they are corrupted court. And I remember I was actually listening to the last podcast we done in here, and you said Glasgow Sheriff Court's the easiest to.
So the fact is that some of the sheriffs are a wee bit easier. So RJ Sheriff Court is one of the hard sheriff, like the sheriffs in the RJ Sheriff Court is pure bastards, mate. Pure bastards, aye. Honestly, there's a less chance you will get out in bail, but most of the majority you will get remanded. Trust me. So,
You just glad you weren't there.
well, obviously I've been in custody for 51 days because Cumbernauld Social Work Department told lies, you know. So I'm very disappointed in that. So
What? So do you want to go into that? Maybe like what would they lie? What did they lie about?
basically what happened was I was to do with unpaid work, mate, right? So the fact is I don't really want to get into too much detail because of the thing, which obviously the digger thing, you know.
Aye.
But I'm not going to explain about that, right? Because obviously I'm on bail for that. But all I'm going to say is that the fact is that fucking social worker, right? That witch, right? Now, she made a bad report on me, mate. She actually made a bad report on me. And I couldn't believe it, you know. I literally fucking hated it. And it was just lies, mate. It was utter lies.
I seen you made a video after that.
I was
You were
burst out in
upset,
tears, mate. I was
aye.
totally heartbroken because of the lies. You know, they really hated me. And in the eyes of the law, they think I'm a total murderer, right? But the fact is that it wasn't. It's just, you know, it's complicated, right? A lot of people slag me off on TikTok and all that, right? And the fact is, they're jealous. They're jealous of my reputation, right? Because I'm good what I'm good at, right? And people slag me off saying, you know this, you know that, right? Well, if I'm not this, if I'm not that, why am I out today? Why the fuck am I out today, right?
Good point.
So I have an LLB law degree, right? I studied criminal law, right, for a number of years. I have a SQA. I studied fucking hard, right, to get that. It was tough. It was really tough, right? But trust me, I deserve what I can get. And I always believe there's a defence for everyone out there.
And did you
Trust me.
Did you represent yourself the day?
Well, so I did, yes. I did. I represent. Most of my court cases is always represent myself. If I'm remanded, if I'm in custody, I will use Bridge Legal, the lawyers, right? There's a lawyer called Mary Helen, right? She's really good.
Shout out Mary Ellen.
So shout out to Mary Helen, Bridge Legal. She is one of the top good lawyers, you know, very good. So obviously she kind of helped me out and all that, you know, because obviously I can't do anything if I'm remanded, you know.
Yeah.
So
But if you're representing yourself in court, you're saying you go to Glasgow Sheriff Court, 9 out of 10 of the times you're walking free. You're representing
So,
yourself.
not a guaranteed, but yes, most of the time I always get out. But also as well, I just want to put it to the people as well that my previous is very bad, very, very bad. Like, I must have about over 40 previous convictions, road traffic, breach of the peace, Section 27 and all that. Section 27 is a breach of bail, multiple breach of bails. That's like not telling what to do and stuff like that, So your 77 curfew and all that. I kept fucking about with that, So the sheriff hates that, The sheriff hates that, especially the courts. The courts dislike that because you're breaching bail. So there you go,
Did any of you see the video of the guy in Las Vegas court and he attacked the judge?
He ran, sprinted up.
I've seen that, mate.
You ever considered that?
I've seen that. He would be fucked for that.
How that's another 10 years or something he's getting, eh?
So a breach of bail is automatically 2 months, So you get 2 months lie down. That's for breaching bail, So there you go.
Well, I seen a video of that guy coming back into the same court in front of the same judge with a muzzle on and all that. He was getting in like Hannibal Lecter didn't, like, do you know how on a board kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm telling you, see these social workers, like, that'll be next for you, by the way. They'll try and get you in a fucking muzzle and a straitjacket into the courtroom.
See,
and let me tell you what, you'd still get away with it.
Aye.
See, social workers, mate, the ones in Cumbernauld, the animals, mate, utter fucking animals. They thought I was going to get a long time. The maximum you can get up on a summary offence, right, a summary case, is up to 12 months, right? That's the maximum you can actually get, 1 year. They thought I was going to get, they were trying their best to try and get me for 1 year, right, because of my previous and all that, right? I fucking tried hard, mate, honestly. I was through a lot of medication. I can prove and all that, right? I can prove that. I'm in a lot of medication, diazepam, like, a lot of stress tablets and all that, right? I'm going through a lot. I take a lot of medication because what I'm going through and all that, right? So there you go. And these social workers do not take into consideration whatsoever. They're fucking idiots, mate. They're all fucking idiots.
So you're saying they shaped it in a way, they made it look... They didn't take that into consideration and then tried to make it look like something else?
Because, you know what it is, mate, right? Because I badmouth them through TikTok. They dislike that. Because the truth hurts. The truth hurts in there. And why? Because I talk about them all the time. They dislike it, right? Now, I mentioned one of the social workers' names, and she disliked that because she begged me to, to try and get that video removed from TikTok, right? And I said to her, I said, no, I said, go and fuck yourself. That's what I said to her. No, I did, mate. Honestly, I dislike them at all. I don't like them at all. They're just...
and what had she done?
They're just shower of shites. That's what they are.
What had she done? He just lied and...
She's just a fucking idiot, mate. She just disliked what I am, so...
Has there ever been a second where you've thought, I'm going to stop calling out all the corruption just so I can live an easy life? Because all these people, the police that bump into you, fair dues, I think some of them like you and they get a laugh at you, then others are the total opposite way where they're dying to see you in bars or bar L or whatever. Has there ever been a second you've considered, I'm just going to stop talking about the police totally?
So, the fact is, mate, right, the system is corrupt to the core, right? Everybody knows me through TikTok. A lot of police, everybody in the legal system, your GOMA and all that, right, that works in the prison vans and all that. Every single one of them, they all have TikTok, right?
Because they all be sending anything prison related or law related about to other wee law pals, know what I mean?
They do like my content, mate.
Right.
They do like it, right? Most of them do like it, right? But there's some of them out there that dislike who I am. They think I'm a fucking idiot, right? If I'm that much of a fucking idiot, how come I'm still here today, out in bail, right? Fight my own court cases and all that. And most of these court cases, right, most of them, they all keep dropping. They all keep getting squashed all the time, right? And the fact is, why? Because the fiscal and the sheriff know me through TikTok. They know what I do, right? And they love the content, what I do. Also, as well, I want to say as well, I do have a good friend as a sheriff, right? I do see him. I'm not going to mention his name, but I do see him time to time, and I'm quite good friends with him. So there you go.
Aye, that can help. Do you just go and like, because I remember No, so much recently. Obviously, you've been going through all that, but I remember you used to post videos like you're going down to Manchester for a couple of nights and for a wee business dinner. So is there any of that going on?
So I'm going to explain about the story, right? So obviously I do have the videos there to prove it, right? But so anyway, me and Michael, right? Obviously I don't really speak to Michael anymore. Right. So
how you fell out with him?
I did. I fell out with him because obviously his other pal Victor and all that. It's just to do with the argument and all that, right? So anyway, Michael was staying down in London. He'd been chucked out, and let me try and think. Was he in the jail? I think it was before the jail or something. After he got to jail, and he got back out in bail again. So he was remanded in Addiewell. Right, So when he got remanded in Addiewell, he got let out. All his stuff was down in London. So at that point, me and Michael, I done him a favour to go all the way down to London to help his stuff, to pick his stuff up. Right. So at that point, I have a pal of mine, which is a traffic policeman, which one of the videos there to prove it. Right, he's got glasses. So obviously they went to the gay village, right? They went to the gay village, right? So at that point, the next thing what happened was I got a text message, right? So it said, Lee, any chance you can meet us and all that? Me and my pals and all that, my colleagues, I want to meet you and all that, right? I says, aye, that's fine, that's no problem. We're coming back from London anyway. He knew that point, right? So next thing was... that point, we went to Canal Street, I think it is called, isn't it? The gay village in Manchester.
Oh, right, aye.
So anyway,
I've been there. By
so that point, me and Michael went to that place, right? So Michael's gay, well, he's bisexual, right? So that point, he wanted to go, right? So I took him there, and I just wanted to go there to speak to the cop and all that, right?
Aye. Nothing to do with anything else that was going on.
Nothing to do. No, I never had nothing to do with that. I don't kind of swing that way. So anyway, it came to a point that we went into this club thing. This kind of, it's like a bar nightclub, special man's night out nightclub thing, right? I was all. All I can remember was all the men was all standing there, right? They were smoking cigars, right? The smell of it, mate. Honestly, I can still remember the smell.
Do you like that smell? I like a smell of cigar.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like the cigar. I don't mind the cigar.
Sorry, but on you go.
It was full of corruption, mate. It was full of corruption.
No doubt.
Men with leather outfits, right? Men with outfits. Fucking pigs, mate. Honestly, fucking animals, right?
Fuck really, boy.
And then, mate, honestly, it was all lorry drivers, and it was all
mate, they love it.
off-duty police and all that, right? And then these men with big hairy chests and all that, right?
Yes.
They were wearing leather trousers, big giant army boots and all that, and they were wearing that kind of American leather hats or something, right?
Aye, like gimp masks and that.
Something like that. Aye, some of them were wearing that, right? And you can smell like sweat, spunk. You can smell that, right?
In this one cigar split, there's a lot of smells in there.
Spunk, cigars, sweat.
It kind of gets a wee bit deeper, right? So that point, me and Michael, we paid in, but it cost £20 each, so it cost me £20 each, right? £40, right, to go in. So anyway, there were two parts of it. One, you can get in for free. It's a bar, right? The other part is a secret bit which men do their funny business, right? Shagging, heavy shagging, mate. Things I have never fucking imagined in my whole life.
Right in about
men rimming, sticking their tongues out and licking other guys, young guys' arses and all that. I have never seen that.
Fucking hell. It's a wild time. So was there a separate area for this?
This was a separate nightclub. It's quite a big nightclub. But when you go in, it was dark, like black walls and all that. It had red like LED lights.
What kind of tunes are we talking? Like
it was like boom boom, kind of heavy
dance
music,
sort of techno.
Kind of heavy tech music, right? So at that point, it came to a point that these men were doing weird stuff. I have never seen stuff like it in my life. Tongues into other men's mouths. There were 4 men with their tongues. I seen that, right? And then I seen two men, like a man with a moustache, bent this kind of young guy down, right? And ram and eating the man's arse. I have never seen it, right? This is what I have never seen in my whole life, mate. This things I have never seen.
What are you, so
Debauchery, mate.
see at this point, right, so you're witnessing all this.
I seen
what,
it now.
What are you thinking?
What's come through your head?
Aye.
So this guy, he knows me through, obviously he's an off-duty cop, right? Works for the traffic, T for Tango. Traffic division, right? So it's a young guy with glasses, right? He's about 21, 22 or something. He knows me, he watched me everything what I do on TikTok and all. He invited me to go to this thing. So anyway, that point he says, "Oh, don't worry about it." I says, "I'm quite scared, like for my own safety. Is he's been going to grab me or something?"
Aye,
Like
what
that,
if
you know?
you ended up on the receiving end of a rim job?
Mate.
See that point, right? See going further right into that back of that nightclub, right? Mere further walking into it, walking right through that crowd, right? This wee weirdo of a guy, an old guy with glasses, I can remember, a kind of old guy about in his 70s, maybe 60s, I don't know. All he had was boxers on, and he was just poor, like, obsessed with grabbing young guys and all that, you know?
Oh.
It was mental, mate. And he
That's
started
not
grabbing me, right? And I pushed him. I said, "Don't touch me." I said, "I'm not into it." And, "Oh, you're a very nice looking man. Where are you from and all that? You must be Scottish, right?" I said, "Get yourself to fuck." That's what I said to him. Right? So anyway, at that point, there was a dark room.
Oh.
There was a dark room. It was a thing was cornered off, right? But it had kind of army black green. I think it's like dark green leaves or something. You know,
Right,
that
like the
kinda,
camouflage?
Aye, that's
Aye.
like camouflage, like that there.
Aye.
Aye, the same as that, right? So anyway, that point, I walked into it, and this is the full show. Men, totally naked, threesomes, twosomes, you name it, mate. Honestly, I have never seen this in my life, you know. And then there was another part of the nightclub as well, right? It was...
It's like a dungeon. Just keeps going
The
back.
nightclub's massive.
That's what it was, aye. There's another thing that I seen as well. A man covered up in a black, tight leather skin, and he was getting rolled through the... It's like tin foil, and you wrap it around your chicken, right? That's what he was getting.
He was getting burritoed.
It was very tight, like very tight bin bag kind
Aye.
of cloth stuff or something.
Aye, like
I don't
latex
know,
maybe?
I don't know what it is.
Aye,
It's like
latex.
a tight leather stuff, right? So at that point, I seen the guy getting fully covered up, and then there was a hairdryer or some kind of special machine, right? And it was getting tightened and tightened and all that.
Mate,
Oh my
I've
God.
seen something. I've
You
seen
there or not?
something, mate. I've been in the back rooms of the. No, but I seen something on the internet that was like, this would be my worst nightmare, and it's a kink that's like a balloon thing's all around you, and then they suck the air out, and you just get your mouth out, so you're completely
aye.
tight. Like it's like a suffocation kink or something.
Aye,
mate.
but
It's a
people
mad
are into
weird-
it. Do you know what?
That's
Do
the
you know,
maddest shit ever, bro.
Do you know what those people are into as well? See, not quicksand.
Yep.
Like you stand in it and you sink into it.
Yep.
There's people that are into like women getting stuck in that, or even guys getting stuck in that, and like watching them get all scared as they go into it and that. That's creepy.
There's
Innit?
even as well, what I've seen as well, there were men rubbing herself with baby oil and all that, and they were rubbing her, like, I don't know, rubbing herself, like just having sexual...
Aye, it's
like rubbing
sensuality.
I don't know what it
Aye.
is, right? Weird stuff they were doing, right? And that's what I seen as well. I seen a python snake as well. I seen that.
A python?
I honestly, a
Fuck
python
Freddie
snake.
Mercury's
They were
21st
having
one?
sex with a python snake as well. This is how weird this
What?
mad stuff, you know.
That's satanic. that.
So you and Michael are in here. What's Michael doing at this point?
Michael's
Michael, I don't know what Michael was doing.
And about
I
it.
lost Michael.
You
You know.
away for a sausage roll?
I hang Michael. I'm like a hard star sausage roll. I mean, it was a hard star sausage roll. So anyway, it came to a point that. So anyway, Michael was away. I was left by myself. I tried to phone him. There was no answer. Maybe because of the signal. I
don't
don't
get
know,
signal
right?
in the dungeon, surely.
Aye, that's right. There was no signal, right? So anyway, I couldn't breathe, mate. I was struggling to breathe because of the oxygen and all that, right? So, so anyway, I came to a point that this, obviously that's traffic cop who knew me for Glasgow, right? He says, "You want a drink and all that?" I said to him, I says, aye, batter. And I said, I'll take a drink and all that. I said, but no alcoholic. I think it was just a can of Coke with ice or something. That's what I had, right? And, I was kind of suffocating. I was kind of struggling, mate, because of this weird shit was going about into this nightclub, Also, as well, I was kind of scared as well with that python snake. I don't like him.
Oh, fuck that.
I just like him at all, So
Mate, you don't want to be in a fucking gay sex orgy with a python kicking
Well,
about. Anything can happen.
Anything could happen then.
Exactly. They could actually strangle you and that. See these people, right? These people worship the devil and all that, witchcraft and
So
stuff like
Lil
that.
Nas
right?
X, no?
It's very weird stuff. There's a lot of German men as well, which I notice. German accent.
Aye.
Aye,
The Krauts love that shit.
that's right.
So see, you're saying they were. I was wondering this. I don't know why I had this thought when I came up here, but you're saying they worship the devil. Now, are you a man of the Lord? Do you believe in God?
I do, yes. I believe in God, like the same as Kaz Milligan. I believe in God.
Aye.
So I believe in Jesus Christ,
So let's
I think everybody believes in Jesus, but obviously,
Aye.
Aye.
You believe who he was and stuff. Even like you mentioned Kaz Milligan there. Let's get into Kaz because Lee, I'm always on your lives. If I see you on live, I'll pop in, even if it's if you're eating your dinner and that, I might go, right, I'll get a missing night. But if you're on with somebody, I'll sit and watch. And you and Kaz, it was almost like a buddy cop movie. You were getting a wee relationship and they go really pally, and then one night I just seen you letting loose on him because of what he was saying on a young man, Adam Donnelly, his podcast.
Don't worry about it. It's just the reason why I was doing that is just to kind of draw content and all that.
Oh, right, okay. So you're not angry at him?
I do not dislike Kaz Milligan.
Right.
I actually loved Kaz Milligan,
That's clever for you, that's marketing.
I think he's great, right? I think he's, I can actually see potential in him, right? The reason why he's going to build, he's going to build his reputation very highly, mate. He's going to build his reputation very highly. Do you know that wee guy called Ben Williams?
Aye,
you ever
the
heard of
Irish
him?
guy.
That's right. I actually believe deep down in my heart, I think Kaz Milligan's going to become that way.
Right, like
Truly.
massive on
I
TikTok,
can actually see it coming, mate.
doing a bit of everything.
He's going to become very, very famous.
Aye, but so Kaz a smart guy. He's very good at the whole marketing thing, getting people interviews and that. What do you think about this whole? Have you met Kaz before in person?
No, never met him before. No.
What do you think about this TikTok boxing?
He's been asking me.
Say what, go on a drive with
He's
you?
been asking me that to meet him at that hotel in Renfrew or somewhere.
Canal Street.
We're there on the day on the day this comes out. We're actually at that hotel doing a presser.
Aye. So the day this comes out, we're at the press conference for the boxing. So it'll be him, the property boss. What about that fight? How do you think that's going to go?
Well, like what I say, we can't judge on anybody. We can't just say that he's going to win or he's going to do this. We can't judge on anybody. Who do we know to judge on? That's the way I think of it. Like, who is guilty of that offence? Do you get what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So we don't know who is going to win. Everybody's saying, it's going to be Kaz Milligan, it's going to be the property boss and all that, right? So on and so forth, you understand? So,
Have you ever met the property boss?
I spoke to him once on TikTok.
Aye.
But
no in person?
I never seen him face to face.
I've met Kaz, I've met the property boss. Property boss, a big guy, mate.
I think he's old school, I think.
He is an old school guy.
Mate, prop boss can definitely go for it. I've spoke to people
100%.
who know him for back in the day and that, and they say he was fucking off his nuts.
Here's the thing, right? Honest opinion, I love Kaz, right? Think agree with you, think he's got potential to go and grow this thing and like put this event on, then do another event and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Mate, I'm scared that the property boss hits him once and he's knocked out. Because there's that size difference.
I'm going to clarify one condition, right? Kaz Milligan is going to be a wee puppy, right? The property boss is going to be his bitch.
Oh!
The property boss is going to be his bitch. And he's going to get fucked.
That's bold claims, mate. But do you know what?
He's going to get fucked. He's the daddy.
He's taking the prop boss down to Canal Street.
He's going to get him fucked. Mate, I think Kaz boy's training right, looks quick, looks strong. He's a fit, healthy boy. I think he's got it, mate.
I think if it's if they fight, I don't know how many rounds. I think it's 6 rounds they're doing, which is mad because see actual amateur boxers and professional boxers, they only do 4 rounds.
Aye, 4.
And he was saying to me, he's like, I don't know why the fuck I've done 6 rounds.
No, but that'll be better for him.
The thing with Kaz is taking this very seriously. He's training a lot. His dad's a boxer, so he's learning he knows how to box, but he's actually getting back into the rhythm of it. I don't think the property boss is taking it seriously. I think he's just thinking, I'll turn up and knock this wee prick out. I think that's the mindset he's got.
Kaz's old man, I know, you've seen in the videos, see when he's training, mate, he looks like he's got the fundamentals.
Oh, the fundamentals.
See one of the old school boxers, jab.
Keep it simple.
Backhand. So I think he'll have... Kaz needs to be drilled, mate. Boxing's about repetition and that. I think he could never get him done.
What about... Do you know any of the boys in other fights? Do you know that wee Matty guy in that? And have you seen him?
Oh, they're just wee guys. They're just wee dafties. You know, that's just
Stupid wee dafties.
They're just wee stupid, silly wee lads. You know. Haggie's hanging about with Sean Paul. I know Sean Paul. He's from Kirky.
Right.
All right.
Obviously, I used to stay in Kirky, so I personally know Sean Paul. So I think Haggie and Sean Paul are banging each other. That's my honest opinion.
So
I actually think so.
Do you think so? Seriously, aye? Fucking hell.
They're doing Canal Street up at Dundee.
We'll ask him on Sunday at the press
We're gonna meet him on
conference.
Sunday.
Are you banging your pal,
It's got
mate?
to be a guarantee settlement, you know.
Did you ever want something to do with the boxing, mate? I think you'd be a good manager or
I'm
something.
not really into that, mate. Honestly, like I'm not really a big fan of boxing. I'm not really into it. But if it was to do with charity, I will guarantee I will kick fuck out of that. What's his name? John Seals.
John Seals?
I will kick his content.
Do you, mate?
for the people of Scotland and England.
Would you get in a ring with John Shields, mate?
Oh
my goodness, mate, my
Definitely.
body just.
Would you get
Kick
into
his
a
content.
Would you get in John Shields' ring, but?
What do you mean?
Nearly caught you there. Nearly caught
No,
you.
but
No,
so talk
mate.
to us about John. You've had an ongoing beef with John.
Can we get
John,
some videos of that?
Every single time, mate. It's always argument after argument. I took him out one night, right, for a drive, and I spent one night with him, just a few hours, right, and then we went up to the Sky Car Park, and then that point, we Spice Boys, Solo Boys, I call them, right, so they came up, Lee, mate, can I get a selfie, mate, and then that John Sears, hi, I'm John Sears, you want to be my boyfriend and all that, right, and then that point, mate, honestly, he's a fucking idiot. Honestly, he is a fucking idiot. And apparently there's a lot of people dislike who John Seals is.
Aye, right. Do you think that would sell tickets? I think that would.
I
sell
think
tickets,
Lee
mate.
versus John Shields in the
It
boxing.
would sell tickets, mate.
Is the-
If he turns up, I will guarantee you 100%. I will put £1,000 down, my own money.
Oh.
John.
I will get John Seals and I will kick your fucking content.
Oh,
you
John.
blue-headed bastard.
John, somebody like clip this, send it to John if he doesn't watch the podcast. The offer's there, and look, it's for charity.
Aye.
Exactly, it's charity. It's only banter, it's only a bit of fun, and it's only charity.
And the thing is, as well, Lee, he's got it in for you. Know what I mean? So he needs to back up the chat.
Well, this
But
talk.
he is trouble as well, mate. He's trouble.
I think he likes. I don't know if he likes the drama on TikTok because
He
it's
does.
views and it's people who watch it and that. Where-
Yep.
we
Oh,
got
He's
sorry,
a
I was gonna
begging
say, I think we've
bastard.
got some videos.
We've
here,
got the
maybe just
video
to
here.
Tie up a wee bit of John Shields
To-
content.
yeah.
Let's get this going. So this is Lordship's Sheriff Court account. Lee, man.
See if you put the headphones on, you'll hear it.
Oh, aye.
You hear it?
Where was this, Lee?
There's it.
Where's that again?
Can you rewind it and we'll watch it again just because I didn't really see what happened?
There was a bit of chaos at the start there. Look, he's on the gun. Was he trying to go for it with somebody else?
Is that you filming this, Lee?
He's arse it.
Wait there, listen.
You witnessed that?
Who is that?
You witnessed that? He tried to go for me to get put on his ass. You witnessed that? Every single one of you witnessed that.
I don't know what's going on. He just starts howling himself.
I'm fine, dog.
Do you want to explain what actually happened there?
Right, so It was the same night which I was with John. So that point, we were doing some content, right? The reason why we went to a place called Pipeworks, right? I don't know if you know the gay sauna in Pipeworks.
Right, okay.
It's directly across the road for Glasgow Sheriff Court, right? That's the name of it, Pipeworks, right? So we went in there and I was just doing a few content because I started that new account, right, just to build the followers up. And I was hanging about with John anyway. And John says, "Oh, let's go in and all that, and let's start following old guys and all that, you know." And I says, "On you go yourself then."
Aye. Stoned
So
outside
at
waiting on
that
you.
point, "Oh, how much is it to go in and all that?" I said, "You go in yourself." No, I'm not going in with nobody else except you. You know, that's what he said, right? I said, no, definitely not. So anyway, we filmed it, we done what we done, and then we walked back down. But we went into the lift, went back down, and we walked back outside. We went to a few of the gay nightclubs, Polo Lounge, AXM, Katie's Bar, and some kind of other bars. I don't know. I don't really know the top of my head. We went and done a few content and all that. So John doesn't really know much of the nightclubs. I think he only knows two nightclubs was AXM and Polo Lounge. That's it. So,
Right.
you know. So it says that let's go into the nightclubs and all that. So that's it, you know.
And you, so, 'cause I remember you were saying, compared to just a nightclub that isn't sort of for gay people to go to, you said that it's actually a wee bit funner in there, isn't it? Like, you said
definitely.
that.
So let me explain, right? So before I explain about that, the reason why for John Seals is because he got attacked. Is we went to this other nightclub. That point, the reason why is because he was shouting, somebody said Rosie Boosie's pal or something, and then this kind of chubby guy with glasses, he came and just gave him a punch. John landed into his arse and he started like kicking the guy and all that. His other pal with the glasses tried to like separate the fight, you know,
Separate them, aye.
right, to try and separate them. So that point, the next thing was he's going, "I'm sorry, mate, I'm sorry," and all that. You know, that's what he says. So the reason why about the nightclubs now, on that story, to establish on that, the reason why with these nightclubs are quite better and the kind of normal nightclubs is because of the music, it's because of the atmosphere with these people. I'm not saying gay people are like, you know, but the fact is that gay people are quite funny.
They're fun. They're fun people.
Gay people are the funnest people, mate.
Let me explain, right? Lesbians, they're so funny, they act like men, right? No, a bad way, I'm not saying anything bad about them, right? But these kind of, I don't want to say it, right? But the fact is that these lesbians, they're funny. They're funny as fuck, mate. They're funny as fuck.
They're swagged out.
There were one time that I used to work in Polo Lounge at the gay nightclub. The reason why that is, right, I was so desperate to get a job, right? And I'd never been in a nightclub in my life, right? This is years and years ago, mate. I was looking to get to jail. This is before I studied criminal law and stuff like that, right? And I was up for quite a serious crime, right? So that point, I applied to get a job, right? And the sheriff said that, well, if you're going to get a job, right, then you need to show us proof, right? And that's what I admitted to them, that I did have a job, right? So I needed to get proof of the manager to give us a letter explaining that I work in Polo Lounge. That was the only job that accepted me, you know. And I was what do you call it, a kitchen porter or something?
Aye.
No, not a kitchen porter, I don't know what you call it, a buster or something.
A bus boy. Aye.
Something like that is collecting glasses, mopping the flare,
Aye.
cleaning up and stuff like that as well. And there were one time as well that there was a gay guy, a kind of young gay guy and all that. He dropped his wallet. I lifted the wallet up. I was mopping the floor. At that point, I went like at the top of his shoulder. And I said to him, I says, "You dropped your wallet, mate, you know." And oh mate, cheers and all that, right? And then he gave us £20 note. I said, no, you didn't have to do it. No, mate, please, and all that, you know. And then try to touch my hand and all that weirdo. Crazy, mate, crazy. So anyway, at that point, he gave it. Obviously, I took the £20 and all that, and then that was it. So that's it dealt with. So I took the £20, and then that was it.
That's a wee reward, mate. You deserved it.
Aye.
But so John Shield, so when did the relationship, the user out having a buzz, got to nightclubs and that, when did the relationship sour?
So the reason why I met John on TikTok and we started talking one another and stuff like that, right? So I came to a point that me and John decided to go out for that. That's when that happened, right? So I started. It's not like friends or I don't know. It's like
Business partners, basically.
It's just basically to meet up. Obviously, I don't have a lot of friends myself and all that. So I met up. I was out for a drive and all that, and then we were just talking time after time through TikTok, and he started getting a cheeky, just being so cheeky and all that, right? So he's been really, really cheeky, been ignorant towards everybody. He's been doing it to me as well. Like this time of the night, like just during the evening hours, I usually go on TikTok live, and he always like tap the scream and all that, tap the scream, guys, everything, every single fucking night, mate, honestly. And he always requests me, right? There's a lot of people they like my content, right? They like it. There are a lot of trolls. Mate. But fuck them, because you just ignore them. You just either block them or just ignore them, because that's the best way, So, yep.
Block and move on, mate.
That's
the best
Block
policy.
and remove, that's it.
Is there anybody else on TikTok in Scotland that you think like you could be pals with, that you like their content or anything, or is it just?
I'm starting to like Ben Williams. I do like
Right.
his content. The reason why, right, is because he gives really good content. All the fast cars, the Lamborghinis, through Dubai or somewhere. I think he's making good money.
Aye, must be
Money.
making good money. Must be. See, as well, can I even obviously at the start we were talking about, because see when you were remanded or whatever, because I was talking to Kaz, and Kaz was like, mate, Lee's in the jail. So how long did you spend in there? 51 days?
So I got remanded the 15th of October, right? The reason why, mate, because I needed to go up for this thing. It's called a Viper thing, right? Again, I'm not talking much about the thing, right? But I was remanded, right, mate, and I had 2 warrants outstanding. I was hiding away for the police, right, because obviously that I had 2 warrants out for my arrest. I know how the system works, right? You have to be careful what you do on TikTok. You have to be careful what you give your phone number and all that, right? So I switched my location off, right? They can track and trace your location. So at that point, which I did, so I was hiding. I'm not going to say where I was hiding, but I was in a safe house somewhere. And I was just, like somewhere in Scotland, and I wasn't staying in Glasgow. And
Just you're nearly telling us where.
so
It wasn't Aberdeen or
so the reason why I needed to go up for this, because obviously I do not wanted to breach my bail, right? So I needed to hand myself in.
Valerie, please believe it never could work out. The time to make plans has passed, faded away.
Troops, the podcast is brought to you by G4 Claims. If you're involved in a road accident that was not your fault, call G4 Claims on 01698 767 172 or visit them at notatfaultclaim.com. The process is completely free and you could keep 100% of your compensation. Troops, if you want more episodes of Reilly's Gaff, head over to patreon.com/Reilly's Gaff. We have the £3 tier, which gives you access to the extended part of each normal episode where we normally save all the hot action for. We also have the £5 tier, which gives you all the extended episodes, a bonus episode each month, and access to the Discord chat. The £10 tier gives you all of the above, but you get 2 bonus episodes a month and 10% off merch. And the last tier, the daddy, the goat tier as it's called, is £20 a month, and you get everything and anything you would ever want. You get to request episodes, you're a mod on Discord, so your name's a fancy colour and everything. Oh my god. You get shout outs in any episodes if you want a wee birthday shout out, whatever you can think of and we can do, we will do it. And on top of that, you get 20% off merch. How sweet is that? So if you've already joined, thank you so much. And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Patreon.com/Reilly's Gaff.
And I went to Edinburgh Police Station to hand myself in, and then that point, that was it. I have fucking got remanded. Bail has been posed. Bail has been posed in the Airdrie Sheriff Court. And then that point, I got remanded for 27 days, I think. And then went back to Airdrie Sheriff Court, from Airdrie Sheriff Court, Sheriff wanted background reports from the criminal justice social worker. Then that point, I needed to go back to Glasgow Sheriff Court. That's when I used Mary Helen, the lawyer, right? Which thumbs up, which you done a minty job. Is that case has been dropped, so that's been demolished because of the length of being in custody, right? And HMP Ballinny, right? So that point, there were only one pending case, right, was the Airdrie Sheriff Court. So the social workers came in a week before I needed to go back up on, I think it was the 18th of December. That's when I got out, right? So before that, right, the social worker done a fucking bad report, mate. I burst out in tears and all that, right? It's very hard for me to do that, right?
I've never seen you like that.
Even I put a video up as well. I uploaded a video. I was burst out in tears, mate. My heart was fucking ripped to pieces, right?
We seen that. I was emotional.
So that point, I was sconnered. I was going through a lot of things, mate. Full of medication. I was on full of drugs and all that. No bad drugs, but medication from the
prescription.
From the doctor.
But legal drugs.
Exactly.
Aye.
So diazepam, antidepressants, stuff like that, inhaler. I was struggling to breathe and everything, mate. I was fucked. I was literally fucked, mate. My stress was fucked, mate. Honestly, I was going through mental health. I was wanting to self-harm myself and all. I wanted to throw myself off the bridge, mate. Honestly, I wanted to kill myself. I literally wanted to kill myself. See the amount of times I tried to kill myself, and because of the, obviously, every time you try and kill yourself, I believe that God's always looking out for me. Always think the good side, and that's, every time you try and kill yourself, it's always putting yourself a stop,
Aye.
So, but I did, mate. I went through hell. Mate. The social workers were laughing in my face, mate. When I was in prison, while I was remanded in custody, I have never had a custodial sentence. Never had a custodial sentence. I have a very bad previous conviction, and every fucking time I go in and get the jail, it's always remand, constant all the time, And I've been in the prison for 7 times now. It's horrible, mate.
How was that? Sorry, on you go, mate.
I know. I was just going to say, last time you were on, I remember you saying to both of us that you couldn't think anything worse than gone back there and that. So do you mind telling us, was it Ballinny you were in?
Aye, how was it, mate? How was it?
Definitely.
How was it this time, mate?
It's a shite hole. It is a fucking shite hole. It's a snake pit. It is a snake pit,
Cunts out to get you.
Mate, honestly, everybody knows me through TikTok, right? Sometimes I think to myself, I regret, being on TikTok and all that. But what can you do, mate?
You can't reverse it now, man.
Can you well known, I'm on the digger and everything, I'm famous now, I must be some sort of heavy gangster lawyer, hotshot lawyer, gangster type of thing.
I don't know if you know who this is, right? Maybe you can search it. Do you know who John Gotti is?
I never heard of
You
him.
actually sort of remind me of John
John Gotti, prison break.
He was like this mafia. He used to get away. They called him Mr. Untouchable, right? he had a case out for him that was like he was meant to get like 3 life sentences, and he got away with it all, right? There he's there.
There he is, mate.
And he had a yacht, and I think it's Mr. Untouchable. Or like, he was very guilty. There was evidence. There was like wiretaps. Him admitting to everything, and he still got away with it, all right. And he had a yacht, and once he got like not guilty, he go on his yacht, not guilty on the yacht. So you're sort of similar to John Gotti, I would say, in terms of just getting away with the Teflon Don. That's what they called him. But how? So would they see when you were in for that sort of shorter period of time there? How were people giving you grief because of the TikTok, or were they all right with you?
It was. So there were a point which I want to talk about, right, while I was in HMP Ballina. So that point, there are a lot of you guys knows me through TikTok, right? There's a few of them that dislike me. Some of the prison guards dislike me as well. You know, the prison officers. Mate, I'm telling you the truth, right? I would not lie to you. They treat me like shite, mate. They treat me like shite. They pin me down on the ground. I was battered. I was kicked. There's people getting kicked, right? There's people with broken arms getting kicked in the stomach, kicked in the head, stamped all over the head. This is a fucking God's honest truth, mate. I'm not lying to you. What you don't realise how fucking corrupt that prison is. It is corrupt to the core, right? Ballina is fucking corrupt to the core.
That's brutality, man.
Is that the worst prison you've been in? Because you were in, was it Addiewell you were in?
So I was in Addiewell, right? So I'm going to tell you a story I was remanded for because of COVID conviction things, right? So there were one time there were a massive fight. I went on for hours. There were 2 African guys, right? They had penknives. How the fuck did they had penknives? I don't know, right? This fight started, and there was this junkie. Miss, I don't want this and all that. Took the plate. I was Chinese curry with rice, right? No chicken or nothing like that. The food was shite, right? So anyway, in Addiewell, everybody was all lined up for the dinner. At that point, they took the plate, yellow curry sauce, bang, like that there at the side of the woman's face, right?
Oh, to a screw?
100%.
Oh,
100%,
man.
mate. You got no idea. The fight started. Every fucking
Food fight.
man started fighting. Everybody started fighting, right? So at that point, everybody started fighting. One guy, which I never seen a fight like this in my life, right? It was just a total riot. Some of these screws, they got helmets and riot seals, right? So they start coming in. So while they're coming in the same time, more of these guys, one of them had a telly, took the telly, smacked it at the side of the guy's back. The guy was knocked out. The other screw, he was getting punched and laid on the back of his head.
Fuck's sake.
And then arm was like the full arm right round his neck. He was strangling it and fucking banging.
Really? Chokes, not?
Choking the guy at the same time,
And hitting
choking
him.
the screw, mate. I have witnessed it, right? Choking the screw, fucking letting fuck out the screw. The screw had a black eye the next following day, right? Burst lip, the lip was all bruised and all that. The full cheek was all, it was all bruised.
What
to
are you
fuck.
doing in this situation? You
I
staying
stood
back?
there, mate. I was
Step
shiting
back.
myself.
fuck, aye.
I was shiting. I'm not anti-fights, not right, but I was standing there shitting myself, right? I was in somebody else's cell, right? The 2 African guys, these African guys are not right in the head, mate, right? They were in for a serious crime, right? I think it was one of them for attempted murder, another one was for a serious stabbing or something, right? So that point, they took the knife, they were stabbing fuck out that other guy, right? And then the other one, he got stabbed in the back a few times. I seen the other guy, he was getting stabbed in the leg, I think. There were blood everywhere, there were food everywhere. Mate, this was just out of control. Addiewell's out of control, mate. Addiewell's out of control.
Giant was MD sitting trying to eat their dinner like fucking hell, man. All that stabbing.
Trying to catch a curry off a woman's face. Jamie, how long have we done, mate? Just so, because we've got some questions we need to ask.
That's 46 minutes.
40, that's good. So we've got some questions from people in our Patreon. It's just a wee group that for people that really like the podcast, they can ask guest questions and that. So I'll get them up for you.
It's the inner circle, Lee. This is the real trips, know what I mean?
It's the fiscals.
And then we're also going to be doing something while Evan's getting his questions up. We're going to be doing something quite special with Lee. He's going to be the star of a new segment on the Patreon bit. So if you want to sign up, patreon.com/Reilly's Gaff.
Yep, definitely. Okay, so first question. There's quite a lot. Worst type. So this is Jack Kelly. Worst type of police.
Who's that?
Like Jack
These
Kelly's
are
asked.
just guys that just
Oh, right,
they
okay.
subscribe to our channel and that. It's just right. You won't know them, but so he's asking, what's the worst type of police?
So, the worst ones at law is CID or DI.
Right.
What is the eye?
Detective Inspector.
Oh, is that quite high up? Are they quite?
No, just Detective Inspector. Inspector, Detective. You
What
know.
makes him so bad? Just sneaky.
The smell of piss off him.
Next question.
The back of the motor, when you sit in the back of the Puzzles or Focuses, you know, the smell of rotten piss off him.
Pishy back seats, mate. Just like that tea you're drinking.
Suit and tie, smell of piss.
I'll be honest, I've followed you for a long time. I thought you were going to say the traffic.
Traffic.
Police.
The traffic's are the second, mate.
Right,
The traffic's are fucking animals.
Until you met the wee guy with glasses.
Aye,
Nice.
he's a prick, mate. He's a prick.
Let me ask, just off the back of that, what's the best type of police? Is there any? Is there
The best
such a
cop
thing?
I have ever done, right? Now, I'm not going to mention his name, right? I know the cop of myself. I know quite a few of the traffic cops. I get away with most of the stuff, right? So, that's why I still got my driving license today, because I'm good what I'm good at, right? So, this traffic cop, he knows me, right? I gave him £100. It was the start of it, right? This is the start of it. I started doing TikTok and all that. I gave him £100. I bribed him with a speeding ticket, right?
Are you sure
And
you
then
can say that?
we started getting to know each other. He knew me through TikTok, right? He knows me really well, right? So that point, we're kind of good pals. We're not like pally, but we just know one another, right? And anything if I do anything wrong, he'll always let me out. You know, he'll always let me off with everything.
This is obviously entertaining purposes.
Aye, this didn't really happen.
This is all just a story.
Bullshit,
You just talk shit, don't worry about it.
just talking shit. with us,
Aye.
right?
So thanks for that. Next question is by Logie. He says, what's Lee Sutherland's ideal date scenario?
Oh, I'd like to hear this.
What does that mean?
So say you're on a date with a lovely woman. Where would you, maybe even for dinner?
I'm going to give out the story, right? So there was one point I dealt with a policewoman. She was quite a nice looking woman. She, I'm not going to mention her.
A woman in
I'm not going to
uniform?
mention her name, right? She was quite a young 22-year-old woman, right? Very fit. And I asked her for a phone number, right? I was flirting with her. So at that point, she texts me. She says, I'm quite horny and all that, right? I say, who's this? You know, I text her. I said, the policewoman you dealt with, Mr. Sutherland. I want you to fuck me and all that. Right? I got the text messages, right? So I want you to fuck me. Just fuck. I mean, shag the fuck right out of me. This policewoman, honestly.
A policewoman?
Mate, honestly.
This is shaping up to be some date, mate.
That's the best Polish you've ever met.
So anyway, I went right round her. I popped right round her, right? And that point, that was it. I just shagged fuck out. I gave it everything.
You need
doggy
to-
style, everything.
Oh fuck it! It's got to be done because if somebody if a fit policewoman texts you, I want you to fuck me,
Mate, you're
not
abiding-
going to know fuck her.
You're abiding the laws of the land.
You're
mate.
you're following the police order.
An officer of the law.
There's a lot of corruption, right, in the system. There's High Court judges, right, take Class A drugs, right? They're lawyers, sheriffs, fiscals, they take drugs. They even take drugs early in the morning before they start their shift and all that. That's why they're fucking nuts.
Fuck that,
They stand
mate.
there and they look at you and they think, see the system, mate, it's corrupt to the core. You will never imagine how fucking corrupt to the core it is. It is toxic.
Aye,
It
these
is very, very toxic system.
always the same.
These bird police went rattled.
Aye, mate. Always, mate.
But that was a good question, Logan.
Well, the funny thing about it, remember that story which I said about the free coppers?
Aye.
Was
Yes.
shagging in the back of the van.
Aye.
Well, there you go. I witnessed it. I seen it. I know what's going
all
about.
horny
You know?
bastards.
Save it like protecting people must make you so horny.
Aye, I've just saved
I
somebody's...
just saved somebody's life, like saved somebody for getting robbed.
Kiss me, you fool.
I'm so horny. I want fuck now.
Aye.
It happened. We've all been there. Sorry, on you go, mate.
There's
What
a
you gonna
lot of older women message me through TikTok. It says, I want you to shag me through that uniform.
Oh,
Honestly,
mate, I see them on your comments, mate. Your comments are always mad horny pensioners, mate.
Aye.
It's mental, you know.
They're wanting a bit, mate.
Do you know what it is? It's the suit. It's the
Aye.
authority. They can't resist.
You never know. Maybe it's lawyers or fiscals. Maybe.
Nah, it could be, mate.
Probably
full
will
of
be.
drugs, mate. Full of acid in
Maybe
the
it's a
morning.
sheriff. Maybe.
So, thanks for that, Lee. Next one is from Judge Judy. Best to worst, quality streets, roses, heroes, celebrations.
Oh, so that's Christmassy kind of chocolates,
Aye.
innit?
I can't even think really.
Right. So Quality Street are shite now. They used to
Right.
be the ones with the wee green triangles. Lee,
I
do you
remember.
like any of them particularly?
I eat whatever, mate. I'm on a diet, you know.
Mate,
I'm on a diet.
What's the most poverty? Quality Street. No, Quality Street's quite fancy, isn't it?
I'd say
As the bar of
roses.
chocolates,
Aye.
my price.
Mate, roses. I'll do this quickly because I
You
enjoy
go.
all of these, right? So let's just tie this up. So bottoms, roses, then it's heroes, then Quality Streets, then celebrations.
Celebration's the best. Galaxy Caramel,
Aye,
and that. You
Twixes
can't
and all
eat.
that.
What's your see if I had to go, see I was like almost like Willy Wonka, right? And you were like that. Give me a bar of chocolate. If I had to pull out one bar of chocolate, what would you choose? Not Revels.
No, you sued them, mate. You got your money's
Bounty
worth.
bar. Maybe a bounty bar.
Oh, nice
That's
choice.
a celebration, I think, as well. So
That's a celebration, eating a bounty.
It's a celebration all round, mate.
Aye, a bounty. I respect that choice.
Aye, a bounty's a bold choice. I wasn't expecting it, but
Hey.
I like them too.
So the next question is from Siwi J, and he's asking your thoughts on the Spec Bros and Pete Wiseman. Have you ever seen the Spec Bros?
No.
Do you want to show Lee a video of the Spec Bros?
And Pete Wise, mate. We need to show the pishy one for Pete Wise.
Aye, Pete Wise is kind of get John Shields vibes.
Mate, I honestly was. I
Can we-
get to them mixed up.
Do you want to try and look for it and I'll do the next question?
Aye, let's
Get-
do that.
Have you got it right now? Right,
Alright,
let's. You want to put the headphones on?
So
It's just two wee guys making videos, but let's see what you think of them.
lot of
Get an honest opinion.
The fuck is this?
this is Spec Bro 1.
My TV, because it's broken. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, bang. Now I've broken it. What?
What do you think of that?
Smash it.
It's great content.
Ah, exactly. Speechless. That's the reaction of everybody.
Mate, it's endless videos of them.
Just doing things like that. It's
Aye.
mental, mate. But they're getting quite a following because it's so. See the reaction of your.
off it.
Aye. See what happened in your brain there watching him. It's kind of weird.
Everybody's
what the
like,
fuck's going on?
what he's
Have we got
doing?
Pete Wise? Can we see Pete Wise? Nah, that's a harder one to find, innit? Pete Wise is like John Shields, but
Aye,
he's
mental.
got
John
a piss
Shields
stain
pals.
on his trousers.
John Sears pals.
So this one just says, Wee Jobby wants to know your favourite movie. Maybe even a few that you like.
I like Miller. Like,
We Are the Millers.
you know that old school program, The Miller,
The Miller.
like Alpha Daily.
Arthur
Oh,
Daly.
can
Arthur
you
Daly.
pull it up?
Do you know Alpha
get a-
Daily?
I know Arthur Daly.
I've heard-
Aye.
How do I know that
I don't
name?
know. There's something about that program.
Do you like? You're an old school guy. You like all the old
I
stuff.
quite like
Aye.
old school, mate. I don't know why. I'm
Let's-
a bit of a fuckwit. You know?
No, you like what you like.
No, mate, you're a man who likes his got a traditional taste, which I don't
Hey,
know at
Property
all.
boss. The property boss.
Aye, but that's a bit
Are
interesting.
you going to? You want to go to the boxing, or are you thinking
Well, it's up to Caz Milligan. You know, if he wants
I'm
me to
sure.
go, I can do whatever. So, you know.
ring announcer?
It's to do with the... It's content. Isn't it?
I would like to have you. I would like, because we're commentating on it, obviously, right? What my ideal situation would be, we're got like a wee earpiece in that we're talking to you at all times. You're doing at the ring. You're kind of interviewing people, fans, and that. Maybe
I
some
could
trainers
possibly
and
do
stuff, and we're in the commentary.
We
box.
can work out something because we're commentating on the fights.
And we would love a hand off you, mate.
So we can figure something out. I'll talk to Kaz. We'll get you there. If we go,
Lee, what did you say there?
Arthur, just type in Arthur
Arthur
Daly.
Daly.
I've typed in Arthur Daly, but I can't find
Miller.
Is it
Them-
Minder or Miller or something?
Minder.
Aye.
Minder.
Oh, right.
I
He's
keep
got a
watching it in the jail all the time.
Oh,
Aye.
What kind of do you get a telly in the jail? Do you
Aye,
get a
you do.
decent
You
telly?
get a telly in the
Oh, I know that. I know this geezer.
So I
Aye,
pumped a egg and chips.
Aye, mate.
Here, you're a hat away for just turning into him, I think, by the way. A wee hat on.
Aye.
So what's this guy's... What does he do? Is it like a crime thing or something?
It's like a crook. It's quite... I don't know. It's quite...
Is that a comedy?
Is
Or-
that like your comfort
He
thing?
drives about by a Jaguar. He buys and sells cars and stuff
Right,
like that.
criminal. Minder is a British comedy drama series about the London criminal underworld. Ah, so I see why you
Mate,
like it.
I might give that a watch, mate. You might have uncovered something for me. That sounds quite good.
Minder.
So
Oh,
1994.
19... Wait, hold on.
1979 to
1979 to
1989.
1989, aye. Oh, well. There you go. People watch that. It's Lee Sutherland's one to watch. This is a good one actually. CM Punk wants to know, what was your first job?
My first job was working in the Smith Hotel in Kirkintilloch.
Right, was it?
I've
Aye.
been to Smith
Aye,
Hotel.
so I used to work in there, like, you know, serving plates of food. A waiter, that's what I was, you know, a waiter. Then that point, I used to work in the Rangers and what's the name of that place? In Mother Country Park, like up trees.
Right.
You know, a ranger. That's
Aye,
the
a
name
park
of it.
ranger,
Aye,
a
that's
park
right.
ranger,
Aye, a
aye.
park ranger. Aye. So that's what I used to do. And then that point, I used to be self-employed, valeting cars, washing cars. I used to have a Transit Connect van, going about just valeting cars. and
Oh,
all
with a
that, you know.
culture in it.
That's right. So I was just a build up welfare experience, you know.
Aye, that is. That's a wee bit of everything. A
Aye,
park, you get
and then
hospitality.
that point, I used to work in traffic management and counterflow. Very dangerous job.
Aye.
Working on motorways, like in cones,
Putting the
road
cones out.
signs, you know. So I worked there for a number of months. I think it was like 6 or 7 months. And then at that point, I just started buying and selling cars, self-employed again. So that's what I've been doing, you know.
Nice
So,
one, mate. Good wee insight.
No, that's good because, like, could you even imagine that? Like, obviously, you don't have a job that you go to the now. You're
no,
a
I
wheeler.
work for myself
You're
now,
a wheeler.
so I buy and sell cars, that's what I do.
You're
so.
a wheeler and dealer.
A Del boy.
Del boy, Lee boy. Aye, so could you even imagine going back to work a job like that? Would you be like, oh fuck that, or is it
See,
just
to be honest, mate, I make a lot of money buying and selling cars.
Aye.
For the
you know
last
your
few,
cars? I
the
suppose.
last few months there, I actually made just under £8,000. I made just under £8,000.
Can I ask
That
you-
was before when I got remanded. So
Can I ask you, Lee, did you get that Rangy? That was a nice little
no,
Rangy.
that
you
was
went to.
scrap, mate. That was fucking scrap.
Was it?
Aye.
You
It
were saying
was
something
scrap.
about a hole in the exhaust, and I thought that's a good deal.
It was blowing exhaust, so it was a daft Romanian guy, and came to a point, mate. He says, "You bad mouthing me on TikTok." And I thought to myself, "What the fuck?"
You're getting too famous. Do you know that way? Like, I remember, right? This is sort of similar to you, where you mention something on social media and then it comes back to bite. Yeah, I see during COVID, the scamdemic, as you call it. I worked for Track and Trace, right? So I used to phone people, but you need to self-isolate, blah, blah, blah. It was easy money. And there was a boy in my group, right? And he was just a bit of a dork. He kept hitting it with jokes that were terrible. And I was just like, oh my God. And obviously COVID, you're cooped up in the house, you're just frustrated. So I put a video on my Instagram story saying, listen to this fucking guy and all that, right? One of his pals messaged me. No, he found me on Instagram and was like, why are you saying this about me? I'm going to tell the manager on that. Like the guy who I was slagging found. So you need to watch what you're saying, don't you? Because it'll end up coming back to bite you.
You don't know who's listening.
The next question, which will lead us in nicely, I know the answer to this. You answered this the last time. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
So I wanted to be a lorry driver, HGV lorry driver, because my dad is a lorry driver. He's a long distance driver, makes good money and all that. So that's what he does just now. That's what I wanted to do. Obviously, in my early days, I was reared up in a caravan in near Mother Country Park, but obviously we called it Khyber Pass, right? Back in the early 90s, that's when I been reared up in a caravan.
Aye, do you want to pull the pictures up? We'll get the pictures here because Lee said he wanted to bring these pictures. So who's in this, Lee? Talk to us.
So that's my mum,
right?
And then that's me as a wee baby.
And that's the house you grew up in?
That was a caravan, so obviously that was proper old school days, you know.
Oh, definitely. There's baby Lee there.
Cute as a fucking button, Lee,
Look at
boys.
that.
Yep.
The world in his hands. There's a school picture or something there?
Yeah, that's when I was in nursery. So obviously I was brought up for Bearsden and Mulgai, so that's where I've been staying for a number of years now. So yep.
What was this young man's life like? Do you remember your childhood?
I can, yes. So I wish I had more photos to prove people, but I just, because of the period.
Aye, what was it you were wanting to kind of prove here, showing us the caravan that you grew up in?
So the reason why I want to prove to the people that I am a gypsy and a traveller, I've been reared up. My mum is a gypsy and a traveller. She still stays in a caravan. It's a showman's wagon, that's where she stays, So and she still stays there yet today. And a traveller, it's called a gypsy camp or something, you know.
Aye. A
So a
community,
gypsy
innit?
traveller
Aye.
camp thing, you know. So
Aye, because a lot of people think they think you're talking shite, don't they?
a lot of
There's-
people,
there's the proof.
a lot of people think I'm Russian. A lot of people, what kind of accent you got, Faye? No,
Aye.
see, my accent's a bit fucked up. You know, a lot of people kind of struggle with, obviously come out with. Like, a lot of people think I'm from Aberdeen. A lot of people think I'm from all over the place. You know?
Aye.
I am 100% Scottish, you know. I am 100% Scottish. So
I don't have any trouble hearing
No,
that.
no, I understand
yeah,
perfectly.
it's my accent, you know. My accent's a wee bit muddled up, you know. So a lot of people's accent, it's like an English accent. You can't understand, but you're right, yeah,
Aye.
you're
Yeah,
right.
I
You
know.
know, that's the way they talk.
That
so.
done that Channel Street, innit? That's the Channel Street.
Canal Street,
Canal
is it?
Street, sorry. Aye.
You said something there. You said a showman's wagon. Is that what you're talking about? Something like that?
It's not like that. No, it's like a big metal thing.
Shogun.
It's like that, yeah, like that.
Aye,
See
sure.
that big
Aye,
green
there we
thing?
go.
That's a big
Looks like a
nailer,
train
mate.
carriage almost. Aye.
That's a
That's what
belter.
my mother
Right.
lives in. So,
Ah.
yep.
So there you
I've
go.
seen them
And
about, aye.
here, look, there's no lack of evidence on this case. I tell you that. The evidence is right in front of us.
Everything I come out with is true and accurate to the very best of my knowledge.
Oh, mate, see, that's some court speak
And that's
there,
what you need to know about Lee. He doesn't come on and talk shite. It's 100%
Everything
fact.
is accurate.
Right, definitely. So, I mean, we need to, so we've done about an hour. We need to move on. So now what we'll do is we'll keep rolling, but we're going to switch over. So this part of the podcast, it won't be in YouTube. It's just for see the people that ask the questions. It's just a wee, so we can get down and dirty over there. We can say things. You can call out social workers and that. They don't even know about it. So troops, thank you so much for watching on YouTube, Spotify. If you want to hear the rest of the podcast, we're going to go and watch some road traffic incidents and get a breakdown from the expert. And maybe we'll talk about a few other things. Who knows what might pop up. So if you want to see that, patreon.com/Reilly's Gaff. You can get that on the cheapest tier as well. So don't worry about that, guys. And yeah, thank you. Patreon, let's go.
Let's do this.